This is Jeff the Mantis Irwin here live on Mantis Sports, live on Facebook and YouTube. We're finishing out the JV game here with West Carter versus Lewis County. West Carter's on top 45-41, and we are under 15 seconds left to play here in regulation. We'll get to the varsity game here momentarily after the conclusion of this game. And another foul against Lewis County. As we said, we're finishing up this game. We're in single digits now, and looks like the West Carter JV squad will be pulling out a victory here today against Lewis County. Of course, it's a beautiful day here in the Bluegrass on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Of course, good afternoon for some basketball. Of course, University of Kentucky picking up a big W against South Carolina. That was played at the Rupp Arena. That final score, 92-64. So UK definitely needed to get another conference win before getting set up for the SEC tournament. So that is going to be one thing that they're still having their eyes on the prize as well. Second shot there by Lewis County, no good. And our final score here for the JV game is 46-41. So West Carter comes up with the victory during the JV game. And this is a Mantis Sports Media presentation of 16th Region Boys High School basketball action. As I said, I'm Jeff the Mantis Irwin, and we're here today bringing you the play-by-play action here for what should be a good game as we have West Carter versus Lewis County. And this is going to be round two for these teams as they played back on February 8th against each other. And in that case, Lewis County came out on top 57-46 against the Comets, and that game was played down at Lewis County. And West Carter looking for a little bit of revenge here today to try to even up the score between them this season. Of course, West Carter having a pretty good season so far as they are 9-4 on the season. Of course, last game that they played was here against, I believe it's the number 2 team in the state now. It's either 2 or 4. I'd have to take another look at that against St. Henry. Which has traveled down to Eastern Kentucky University, and they are playing in the All-A Classic boys basketball tournament. Of course, taking a look at that tournament, St. Henry actually picked up the championship. So St. Henry was the resultant winner there against Clinton County in that final matchup, 74-57. And we'll take a brief break here, and we'll be back here momentarily. You're watching 16th Region Sports here on Mantis Sports Media.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
And we're back here live at West Carter High School and Harold Holbrook Athletic Complex West here, and John Hop Brown Court here on the campus of West Carter High School for today's 16th Region boys basketball action. And as we said, this should be a good one as the home team on the scoreboard, West Carter Comets, currently 9-4 on the season. And they're going to be looking for a little bit of revenge here today as they're going to be taking on the Lewis County Lions, currently 10-8 on the season. And so, as we said, this is round 2 of this season so far. Of course, usually most teams don't get to play each other more than once unless you're in a district matchup, which, of course, as we heard from Coach Jeremy Webb, that the 62nd District looks like they're going to be in a blind draw this year. Of course, we are entering in the last of the season here. This upcoming week is the last week of the basketball season. So these teams are trying to get in what games that they can and try to get themselves in the best position that they possibly can for the postseason. Of course, West Carter's got a very tough season left ahead of them as they're going to be playing Ashland Blazer, the number 1 team in the 16th region. They're going to be playing them on the 9th, and that's going to be on Tuesday, and we'll bring that game to you live here on Manta Sports Media. Tip-off set for 7. The pregame will start at 6:45. Then West Carter will be finishing out their regular season down against Fleming County. Taking a look at Lewis County, of course, as we said, they are 10-8 on the season, and they've got one more home game left to go on March 9th, and they're going to be playing Greenup County. Of course, for I guess us old war horses and everything out here, we remember back in the days that Lewis County was part of the 62nd District. And so that's going to be, of course, a former 62nd District matchup here today. Of course, Lewis County now in the district with Russell, Greenup, and Raceland. West Carter remained in the 62nd District, and their district is East Carter, West Carter, Morgan, and Lewis County. So these teams definitely have some history against each other as well. But as we were saying, of course, the team that beat West Carter in the All-A state tournament ended up picking up their second back-to-back championship down at Eastern Kentucky today as they defeated Clinton County 47-57. So we want to congratulate the St. Henry Crusaders. Taking a look at the girls' bracket as well, we want to see their results. Of course, looked like Bethlehem ended up defeating Walton Verona 53-43 to take the girls' All-A state tournament championship as well. Of course, around in sports, as we said, it's a good day for Kentucky sports. The University of Kentucky picks up a win down at South Carolina. And Morehead State, just right next door here, they are in the final matchup today against Belmont for a chance at the NCAA March Madness tournament as they defeated Eastern Kentucky last night 76-64 to make it into the championship. And so that game being played in Evansville, Indiana, and I believe that should be on ESPN2 tonight starting at 7 o'clock. So we want to wish all of our local teams good luck here today as they keep on advancing on as well. So definitely my alma mater, Morehead State, like to see them back in the NCAA tournament again. But let's put our focus back here on this game here today. As we said, both teams, they played each other earlier on. The result of Lewis County 57, West Carter 46. And that was a game, of course, West Carter hadn't played in just a little bit on there. And I believe, let's take a look and see how long. Of course, that was back on February 8th, so about a month ago. They had played Johnson Central in a tough game here. Played Raceland to win the 16th Region All-A Classic, and then played down at Bath County, and then dropped the game down at Lewis County. Of course, that night, the people that we had on our radar that night had Colby McCain. He had 22 points on the night that night, and Logan Miles had 18. Of course, Trevor Callahan been turning it up a little bit here for the Comets here lately. He had 17 on the night against the Lions. Of course, pretty even on the battle of the boards and everything else. The biggest difference on that was shot selection and shot percentages, as Lewis County that night shot 52.5% from the field compared to West Carter's 33.3%. Of course, West Carter shot the ball a little bit more, 48 times to Lewis County's 40. So it's going to come down to big shot selections here today and getting the ball put in the hole because West Carter, they've been having some tough teams against here lately, and of course this is a good matchup that they would like to have, as well as Lewis County would like to have later on in the season. Of course, West Carter, if you take a look at the RPI ratings and everything, they're ranked 68th in the state right now compared to Lewis County, ranked 139th. Of course, RPI calculation kept up by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, and we get that information straight from their website. But let's take a look tonight at who we want to keep our eyes out for on both squads. We'll start out with the West Carter Comets. Of course, Tyson Webb, the leading scorer for the Comets with 13.3 points per game. He's had a few ups and downs here in the last little bit, struggled a little bit against Morgan County, but has been coming on back here of late. Of course, someone that has really turned it on here in this second half of the season has been Trevor Callahan. He's had some fantastic games, and actually on several nights has led the Comets in scoring as well as rebounds. He averages 5.1 rebounds per game, leading all of the Comets, and so we're definitely going to have to keep an eye out for him as well. Hunter Salmon's been decided to come back for his senior year, and has taken had to replace out Jackson Bond after he tore his ACL against Johnson Central that night, and so he's been doing very well, averaging 8.6 points per game as well. And then of course Gage Lettingham, he is at times he plays like a man possessed out there, comes out of nowhere for rebounds and points and everything else, and he has been averaging 9 points per game as well. Of course, update on Jackson Bond, just recently had surgery, I believe yesterday. It was either yesterday or day before yesterday. Ended up saying it was a complete ACL tear. Had to do some repair on his meniscus as well. And so we offer our prayers up to him for a speedy recovery. Of course, Jackson was the second leading scorer here for West Carter. Went down during the Johnson Central game, and but West Carter has been doing a good job in trying to make up for those lost points as well. And Hunter Salmon's been doing a pretty good job taking in that slot. Now taking a look at the other side of the coin, and that is going to be against the Lewis County Lions. And so, of course, the one that we need to keep our eye on today, and that West Carter is going to have to slow down, is going to be number 20, Colby McCain. He is averaging 16.1 points per game. His season's highs so far this year has been 34 points, 22 points twice, and 20 points. Of course, against the Comets, he scored 22, so one of those season highs belonged to him. So he's definitely one that we're going to be keeping our eye out there for today, as well as number 15, Logan Lyles, right behind Colby McCann. I called him McCain, but it's McCann. Logan Lyles averaging 15.2 points per game. And, of course, against West Carter during the last game as well, Lyles had 18 points. And so West Carter's got to do a good job today of guarding those two to try to get their production down a little bit. Of course, as well, third leading scorer for the Lewis County Lions, number 23, Trey Girak. Try to get, hopefully I'm pronouncing that name correct, but Girak is scoring 13.3 points per game as well. So that's going to be the numbers who we're going to be keeping our eyes out for this afternoon during this key 16th region matchup. And, of course, the officials out getting a little bit of a later start here as a big game in the JV where West Carter came out on top and ended up defeating Lewis County in the JV squad, so we want to congratulate them. But looking forward to this varsity game here as well. As we said, West Carter on a one-game losing streak right now. They had their four-game win streak snapped against St. Henry during the All-A state sectional. And as we mentioned, St. Henry winning the All-A Classic back-to-back times in the 2020-2021 seasons. Of course, they're looking to get back in on the winning way as well. Of course, West Carter, if you look rankings within the 16th region, West Carter's ranked 4th, right behind Ashland Paul Blazer in the top seat, Round County in the 2nd place, and Boyd County in 3rd place. So West Carter falls in there, and then you have Russell, Raceland, and then Lewis County. Lewis County ranked up there 7th, and of course this is all according to the RPI calculated up by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association. But Lewis County, taking a look at their production so far this year, not too many COVID cancelizations. They've just had 5 this year, and they've been spread out throughout the season. Had one against Round County and East Carter and Ashland and Raceland and Lawrence, and all that was back in January. So Lewis County's been playing with some pretty consistent basketball here lately. They're on a 2-game win streak as they defeated Russell back on the 27th, and then last night defeated the Elliott County Lions 56-42. Of course, they also played that tough Bishop Brossart team as well, lost to them by 1 point, 58-57. Then split a pair between Raceland, each of them winning at the opponent's house on there. So they lost against Raceland at home, but defeated Raceland at Raceland. And then, of course, as we mentioned before, they played West Carter back on February 8th at Lewis County, where they defeated them as well. Lewis County not too bad here in the later part of the season, looking to continue on their 2-game win streak as well. So we'll take a brief break here and pay a few bills, and we'll be back here momentarily with some starting lineups. And the national anthem here at John Hott Brown Court here at West Carter. This is Jeff the Manta Serwin. Thank you all for tuning in with us today. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook, and that you like us and follow us. Make sure that you share our video here today. And then as well, if you are a viewer here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell to be notified every time we go live on the air. Be glad to see you out there as well. So we'll be back here in 90 seconds. You are watching 16th Region's Boys High School Basketball here on Mantis Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
The next time you are in Mount Sterling, take the short drive out to Cecilia's Country Market at 4100 Maysville Road for some good home cooking, one of the area's best breakfasts, and daily lunch specials, all at affordable prices. Competitive gas and diesel prices, with the little items we all need every day, all in one place. Open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's Cecilia's Country Market, 4100 Maysville Road, Mount Sterling, Kentucky, right next to the world-famous Judy Drive-In.
And we're back here at West Carter High School, where the West Carter team getting out of the locker room, the fight song playing as well. As we said, taking a look at their squad, of course, they've had some big play here by the big men here lately. We've had a lot of points out there by Trevor Callahan. He's been really stepping it up here in the second half of the season, as well as Logan Berry. Of course, if you didn't get a chance to see it, make sure that you watch the game the other night that we had live here on Manta Sports Media as Logan Berry on senior night as they were playing, I believe it was Morgan County. Ended up hitting a last-second three at the buzzer to advance up to 2-0 in the region, the 62nd region. So he had a fantastic night that night. But as we said, the big men have been really coming on here as of late. Of course, Trevor Callahan not one to shy away from shooting the three ball as well. He will take a step back and pop the three, and so far he has been looks like 34.8% from behind the arc this season. So he's been doing a pretty good job there as well. Has been averaging about almost one a game. He's hit 0.6 free throws per game. So we hope to see that increase up just a little bit more there as well. Of course, Tyson Webb, as we mentioned so far, he's got 173 points in on this season so far. Trevor Callahan just right behind him with 150. And they are the two leading scorers for West Carter. Of course, Gage Lettingham with almost about ready to break into the triple digits on the year with 99 points. Hunter Sammons with 77. Sam Jones with 53. And Landon Nichols hopefully will be knocking on the 100-point season goal today as he has 95. Of course, Jackson Bond, before going out against Johnson Central, already had 61 points already on the season. But West Carter's been doing a pretty good job filling in his shoes out there as well. As we've heard the adjustments that they've had to make and that they continue to make because, as we said, this has been a very weird COVID season in which, the students at the time don't know if they're going to be playing or if they're going to be practicing. Of course, things getting to be getting a little bit back to normal. A good crowd here at West Carter this afternoon. Of course, definitely not near capacity as far as the fire code goes or anything, but probably nearing capacity today for the COVID numbers. So if you're tuning in with us today, couldn't make it here today, we're glad that you decided to join us out here as well. Of course, getting ready here as the teams start splitting up and breaking back into their huddle. We're going to get ready here to honor America and to get the starting lineups here for both teams. Chris Perry, the public announcer here today, longtime public announcer. He's done a fantastic job and does a lot for these kids out here as well. And so we're getting ready for the national anthem here at West Carter, John Hop Brown Court. And now as we get ready for the starting lineups here today, starting out with the Lewis County Lions, 10-8 on the season so far. Starting at guard, a senior wearing number 2, Bailey Thomas. And then at guard, wearing number 15, a junior, Logan Lyles. And then starting at forward, a senior wearing number 20, Colby McCann. And at guard, a junior wearing number 23, Trey Garrick. And then wearing number 32, a senior forward, Peyton Spencer. And now getting ready here for the West Carter Comets, 9-4 on the season. And starting at number 5, a junior forward, Landon Nichols. And then number 11 at power forward, a senior, Trevor Callahan. And then at number 14, a guard, senior, Hunter Sammons. And then at the other guard, a senior wearing number 30, Gage Lettingham. And then at the other guard, wearing number 33, a senior, Tyson Webb. And, of course, the head coach for the West Carter Comets, Jeremy Webb, and the coach for Lewis County, Scott Tackett. And so it looks like Lewis County will get the ball to start out the first half here. There's a little discussion between the coaches down at the, at midcourt. Not for sure what was going on there, but we are now underway, and we are in action now as Lewis County gets the ball to start out with. Garrick hands the ball out to Lyles. They get it to Thomas, and they're going to get the offense reset up again. West Carter in the white uniforms coming out in a man-to-man defense. Some good ball movement. Fake the 3 as Lyles gets it back out to the top. Gets it to Garrick, puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded McCann. And he gets 2 points. West Carter quickly gets the ball down to the other side of the court. Sammons has it down in the corner, brings it back out. Webb swings it over to Lettingham. Lettingham back to Webb atop the key. Of course, Tyson Webb not afraid to pop that 3 out there deep. Looks like Lewis County's coming out in a man-to-man defense as well, but playing real tight. That pass off of the rim of West Carter and goes toward Lewis County. And blocked shot there. That was Sammons. As McCann gets his shot blocked, and it'll be out of bounds, Lewis County's ball. Drives in the lane, and he's going to pick up the foul. As Garrick drives it in and picks up the foul from Landon Nichols. And that's going to be his first, team's first of the half. Trey hits his first one, gives Lewis County the 3-point lead early on here. and drains the second. So Lewis County now with a 4-point lead early on here in the first period. Good look down to Trevor Callahan. Jump shot baseline, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up. Bounces around, no good. Rebounded Webb, and he's going to end up picking up the foul. And looks like that foul's going to be against number 20, Colby McCann, and that's going to be his first. They get the ball into Lettingham. He's up top of the key. Lewis County playing a very loose man-on-man defense, almost borderline a 2-3 zone. Gets it down to Webb. He's got him posted up. Spin move, nowhere to go, puts up the shot, and he's going to pick up the foul. And that foul is going to be against number 23, Trey Garricky, and that's his first, team second. Webb, first shot missed. Wes Carter yet to get on the board here 2 minutes into the game. Of course, Webb usually a pretty good free-throw shooter at 78% on the season. Drains the second one and gives Wes Carter their first points of the game, and we are at a 3-point lead by Lewis County at 4-1. Drives the lane, puts up the shot, draws the foul. As that was Thomas. And that foul is going to go against Trevor Callahan, and that'll be his first, team second. And they're going to be putting Bailey Thomas at the line, shooting two. First shot is up and in. Second shot's on its way, and that one falls for him as well. And that pass intercepted, but stolen by Tyson Webb and puts the shot back up. So Wes Carter picks up their first field goal here at 5 minutes and 25 seconds within the first half. They still trail Lewis County right now 6-3. Fakes the shot, looking for someone to go where to go. He picked up his dribble. Gets it out to Lyles at the top of the key. Then they get it to Thomas, and they're going to reset up the offense and get it running. Gets it out to the wing. Tries to look for McCann inside, but doesn't get it. Three ball on the way, and that is good by Bailey Thomas. And so Lewis County now has a 6-point lead just about midway through the first period. Shot fake, Sammons drives it in, kicks it out to Nichols. Nichols, good move there to put Lewis County on their heels and drives it in for the easy basket. That was a good move on his part, and he cuts the lead down to 4. We're going to get a foul here by Wes Carter, and that foul is going to go against Gage Lettingham, and that'll be his first, team's third. Gets it to McCann. McCann put up the shot and no good. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up again. No good. Trevor Callahan comes up with it for Wes Carter. So Tyson Webb drives, spin move, up and under, and they're going to say steps called. So Wes Carter with one of their first turnovers here of the first half. Good look to get it down into Garricky, but end up taken away by Wes Carter. Lettingham hits Nichols on the side, puts the shot up. No good. Rebounded by McCann of Lewis County. He quickly gets the ball up. Good shot fake there, and to get the ball to drop. That's Peyton Spencer with the up and under, and he extends out the Lewis County back out to 6. Lettingham drives in, good pass out to Nichols, but that ends up being stolen by McCann. He drives the lane, and we're going to get a foul, and it is going to be offensive. And that's going to be Colby McCann's second foul here in the first period, so he's going to be coming out of the game as he's replaced by Drew Noble. And then Sam Jones checking into the ball game now for Wes Carter. Gets it on the side, looking for Callahan down the middle, but they're going to swing it around on the outside. Finally gets it Callahan. He dribbles in, kicks it out to Lettingham. Spin move. Good dish down to Nichols and gets the bucket for Wes Carter. So Nichols gets the Lewis County lead down to 4 at 11-7. Drives the lane. Good move there by Bailey Thomas. As he weaves in and out of traffic and picks up the layup there for Lewis County. Nichols stops the key, gets it over to Lettingham. Drives in, and there's a steal by Lewis County. Looks like this is probably going to be last touched by Callahan, and that is what they call. So it will be Lewis County's basketball. As number 25, Logan Berry, comes into the ball game now for the Comets. Three ball on the way for Lewis County. It's off the mark. Rebounded Lettingham. His feet gets tangled up with Thomas. And shot missed there by Noble. Rebounded Wes Carter. Gets it to Jones. He's going to drive the lane, puts up the layup, and that is good. So he cuts the Wes Carter lead, the Lewis County lead down to 4. 13-9 score, just about under a minute 20 left to play. A little bit of dribbling problem there as they're keeping it real close down to the lane. Drives in the lane is Gerke, but misses the shot. Rebounded Wes Carter. Barry's going to drive the lane, loses the handle on it to Lyles. Lyles picks it back up quickly, gets it up court, and then good play there by Nichols to get the ball and throw it off of the Lewis County defender, and gets the ball in for Wes Carter. Of course, checking into the ball game now for Lewis County, number 14, Levi Burris. Shot missed there by Wes Carter, rebounded by Gerke of Lewis County. And it looks like they're going to be holding for the last second shot as Thomas gets it off to Burris. Back to Thomas again, holding it just right around. And our clock's just a little bit off, drives the lane, and he is going to get the bucket. That foul is going to go against Landon Nichols on the block, and that was Bailey Thomas gets the points for Lewis County. Gets the second shot. Bryson Boggs going to be replacing out Nichols as he has 2 fouls. And Lettingham drives the lane, puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded Boggs, tries to put it up, and that is it. Of course, it looks like we're going to get a foul here right at the end. And they're going to say that Peyton Spencer fouled Bryson Boggs right at the horn, so he's going to be shooting 2 for Wes Carter. First shot is up. That one off the front of the rim. Second one's on the way. It's up and no good. And so that's going to end out our first period here as Lewis County is on top by 7, 16-9. You're watching Manta Sports Media live here on Facebook and YouTube.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
And we're back here at Wes Carter getting ready to start off the second period. Good to see everybody out there today. Thank you, Melissa Minor Owens, for sending us some stars, as well as Corey G. Hitting us up with some stars out there as well. That goes to help pay our expenses, especially getting ready here for some postseason play. Tried to get the good pass down into Jones, but can't handle it, and gets the ball turnover there for Wes Carter. Be Lewis County's ball. Shot no good by Thomas, rebounded by Wes Carter. Lettingham getting the offensive set up. Lewis County double teams Lettingham. They get off of him, and that is going to be tipped there, and that'll be Lewis County's ball. As Hunter Salmons checks back in as he replaces Tyson Webb, and Trevor Callahan's coming back in, and he's going to be replacing out Lettingham. Drives the lane, nowhere to go. Kicks it out to the top. Some good ball movement there by the Lewis County Lions. Gets it out to the wing, back up to the top. Once again, that's Garricky. Good pass to get it into Noble, but loses the handle on it, and we got players on the ground. And finally, we're going to get a jump ball here, and the possession arrow points to Lewis County, so it'll be Lewis County's ball on the jump ball. Has to kick it all the way back out, just about to the timeline. But they got control of it. Gerke driving in the lane, loses the grip. Salmons on the steal. He's going to pop around the free-throw line. No good. Noble tries to get it, but ends up hitting it on the ground. So that is going to be Wes Carter's ball underneath the on the baseline. So Boggs will be taking out for Wes Carter. Gets it into Barry, puts up a right-handed shot, and no good. Rebounded by Burris of Lewis County. Gets it out off to the wing. Long three, no good. Rebounded Noble, and then no good once again, and that is going to be out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Lewis County, so it'll be Wes Carter's ball. As Logan Lyles checks back in as he replaces out Drew Noble. Gets it to Boggs. Boggs down to Barry. Good look there to Trevor Callahan for the layup. And he picks up his first points here of the second period. Three ball on the way by Lyles, no good. Rebounded by Sammons of Wes Carter. He gets the ball moved up, tries to get the alley-oop to Boggs, but Boggs only could throw it back in, and so there's a steal there by Lewis County. Lyles driving it in, kicks it out, back out to the wing. Picked up his dribble, finally gets it off to Thomas. Thomas gets it out to Jordan, but he's going to take one too many steps before the shot. And so checking into the ball game now for Lewis County is number 32, Peyton Spencer. And we're going to get steps called against Wes Carter on the opposite end as Salmon's trying to figure out which pivot foot he moved on that one. So Wes Carter with another turnover, and Lewis County now with the ball. Driving the lane is Gerke. He puts up the shot, and no good. Rebounded Barry of Wes Carter. Gets it out to Salmons on the fast break. Wes Carter don't have numbers, but he gets it into Jones. And then there's a steal there by Lewis County's Gerke, and he gets the layup. Extends out the Lewis County lead out to 7. Salmons driving down the lane, kicks it out to Boggs. Boggs, three ball on the way, and that is good. 18-14's our score. Just about midway through this second period, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in the first half. As that sails out of bounds on the Lewis County turnover, so it'll be Wes Carter's ball. Number 30 checking in Gage Lettingham for Wes Carter as he replaces Boggs, and then Noble checking into the ball game for Lewis County. Wes Carter putting a 4 low on the offense right now, trying to get some cutting around. Jones powers his way through, reverse layup, no good. Rebounded by Spencer of Lewis County. Lewis County with a 4-high offense, tries to get it to Lyles on the cut. Ball's on the ground. Jones ends up with it. Salmons pushing up the ball quickly, gets it to Lettingham. Lettingham down to Callahan. Power move, but can't get it finished off. Rebounded by Lewis County. Gets the ball moved up quickly to Jordan. And gets it to Noble, but that was off the foot of Barry, so couldn't quite get it. Shot on the way, no good. And last touch, Callahan of Wes Carter. So it'll be Lewis County's ball. As Landon Nichols coming in for Wes Carter. And Trey Gerke coming in for Lewis County. And there's a steal there by Barry, and he's going to pick up the foul, or draw the foul. And that foul is going to go against number 44, Drew Noble, and that's going to be his first, team's 5th. And Coach Webb's going to call a timeout. That'll be our first timeout here today, taken by the Comets. We'll be back here in 30 seconds. You're watching 16th Region boys basketball action here live on Mantis Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
And coming out of the timeout, Wes Carter's cut this Lewis County lead back down to 4. But they have not led so far in this game. trying to make that difference as Barry puts up the shot and no good. Rebounded, looks like Spencer of Lewis County. Just about 3 minutes left to play here in the first half. Lewis County's on top, 18-14. Just about loses the handle, picks up his dribble, finally has to get it out to Lyles. Lyles trying to find Noble on the cut. Doesn't get it. Garricky drives it in, puts up the shot, and no good. Rebounded Barry of West Carter as he tried to get it up to Salmons, but stolen there by Lyles of Lewis County. He's going to drive the lane, try to finish it off himself, but doesn't get it. Rebounded by Nichols of West Carter. So West Carter's got to start getting some good ball movement and some quality shots out there as well. They've had the shots. Barry with the three, no good, and we're going to get a foul, and this is going to be going the opposite direction. And they're going to say that one's going to go against Landon Nichols, and that will be his third of the half, team's fifth, as Trevor Callahan checks back in, as well as, I believe, Sam Jones. Or Tyson Webb checks in, excuse me. And we're going to get a blocking call here up on up by Sam Jones, and that'll be his first, team sixth. So Lewis County's just about into the bonus territory. Trying to get it in, finally does. Gets it into Lyles right around the W of midcourt. Drives it in, good back tip there by Jones as Ledham gets it, and good dish there to Trevor Callahan as he cuts the Lewis County lead now down to 2, 18-16. Drives the lane, kicks it over, and we're going to get a foul. And this one's going to go against Bailey Thomas on the player control foul. And so he picks up his first, team six. So good position there by Wes Carter to pick up the charge. Good up and under move there by Webb. Can't get it finished off. Rebounded by Spencer of Lewis County. Last game, both of these teams were equals on the boards, but I think right now Lewis County may have the edge just slightly. Drives the lane, kicks it out. Three ball on the way by Jordan. That bounces off and bounces out, and they're going to say last touch by Callahan. And so that will be Lewis County's ball underneath. Trying to get the ball in. Finally gets it in to Thomas, who gets it down in. Good look there to Lyles for the points. Ledham fakes the shot. Finally gets it to Webb. He drives down on the side, puts the shot up, and he's going to draw the foul. And they're going to say this one's going to go against Peyton Spencer. And that will be his second, team seventh. And so that's going to put Tyson Webb, a 78% free throw shooter, at the line. And he drains the first one. Second shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Lewis County. Good spin move there. Flattens out Callahan, no call, but Jordan gets the bucket as Salmons kicks it in out to Callahan. Three ball on the way and finds the bottom of the net. That's his first three on the night here, and he gets Wes Carter within two. We're just seconds away from the end of the first half, and this is going to go toward Lewis County. Trey Gerke coming in now for Lewis County. And he's going to pick up a quick foul there by Salmons. And that'll be Salmons' first foul, team 7th, and so that's going to put Lewis County into the bonus. And Noble coming in now for Lewis County. That shot is up, and it is good. Extends out the Lewis County lead out to 3, 23-20. Second shot's on the way. Bounces around, but gets that one to fall in. And Lettingham kicks it out to Webb. 3-ball on the way, no good. Rebounded Gerke of Lewis County. He puts up a shot, but can't get it to go. And that is it for the first half. Lewis County leads West Carter right now 24-20. Seems like Lewis County's been holding on to that 4-point lead, going back and forth several times, but West Carter got it cut down to 2 at one time. But we will be back here momentarily as we get some stats and get ready to bring these up for you. You're watching Manta Sports Media live on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
The next time you are in Mount Sterling, take the short drive out to Cecilia's Country Market at 4100 Maysville Road for some good home cooking, one of the area's best breakfasts, and daily lunch specials, all at affordable prices. Competitive gas and diesel prices, with the little items we all need every day, all in one place. Open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's Cecilia's Country Market, 4100 Maysville Road, Mount Sterling, Kentucky, right next to the world-famous Judy Drive-In.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi. Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future.
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those 2 girls.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me,
years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
Doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl? You cool?
You bug and dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. Susie Awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
And we're back here at West Carter High School, where we are at halftime. Of course, we got some halftime stats for you there. Of course, our finals or our score at the half was Lewis County 24, West Carter 20. Looking first at West Carter, they are 6 of 17 from the 2-point range, shooting 35.2%. Of course, for their season average from that range as well, they've been shooting right at 51%, so just a little bit under par for them in this first half. 2 of 5 from behind the arc, shooting 40%, and they are 2 of 6 from the charity stripe, shooting 33.3%. And, of course, a little bit low on that end for the first half, so the Comets are going to have to start getting those charity shots into the bucket. For Lewis County, they are 7 of 18 from the 2-point range, shooting 38.9. Only 1 of 6 so far from the 3-point range, 16.7%. And they are a perfect 7 of 7 from the charity stripe, shooting 100%. Rebounds pretty even, just like in the first game that we had. Lewis County's just barely got the edge at 16 to 15 on the boards. Of course, West Carter turning the ball over just a little bit, a couple extra times to Lewis County. So they're going to have to take a little bit of better care in that second half out there as well. Taking a look at individual scoring. First for Lewis County, Bailey Thomas getting the job done here today. Right now has 10 points. He's 2 of 3 from the 2-point range and 1 of 3 from the 3-point range. And he's a perfect 3 of 3 from the charity stripe. Then right behind him, he's got a couple other Lions and Logan Lyles with 4 points and Trey Garricky with 4. And then you have Colby McCann and Peyton Spencer both with 2, as well as Hunter Jordan has 2 as well. So West Carter doing a good job keeping out a couple of the main scorers for Lewis County. And, of course, Garricky has 4. Kobe McCann only has 2. And Lyles only has 4. So only allowing the big point getters for Lewis County out there. Only 10 points in the first half. Not bad job on a defense there for the Comets. Of course, for the Comets on offense, right now Trevor Callahan's leading them all, leading the way. He's 2 of 5 from the 2-point range and 1 of 1 from behind the arc. Right behind him, we have Tyson Webb with 4 points. He's got a 1 of 2 from the 2-point range, 0 of 2 from the 3-point range, and 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. And then as well, you got Landon Nichols with 4. He's 2 of 3 from the field. And then you have Bryson Boggs. He hit the 3-pointer as well, and so he is 1 of 1 from the behind the arc and 0 of 2 from the charity stripe. And then you have Sam Jones as well with 2 points. West Carter capitalizing on the turnovers, just barely edging out Lewis County 6-4 on points off turnovers. Second chance points, not too much going on as far as offensive boards tonight. Right now, Lewis County has 6 boards, offensive boards, and West Carter has 5, and only 3 points total by both teams on any second chance points. West Carter bench a little bit more active. They got 5 so far coming off the bench, with Lewis County having 2 points off the bench as well. And no points in the paint just yet, so I'm sure that they're going to try to get a little bit more action on the paint here this afternoon. Of course, the officials for today, forgot to mention them at the start of the game. You've got Roy Wright, Mike Wisman, and Steve Miller. He's got a great band out there as well. If you haven't heard him, just look up the Steve Miller Band, and he will, and you'll probably be surprised as well. Of course, taking a look, the largest lead of the night was held by Lewis County, and that was at the end of the first quarter, where Lewis County had a 16-9 lead, a 7-point lead at that point in time. Of course, West Carter battled back and got it to a 4-point deficit here at halftime. No lead changes. Lewis County's led the whole way. No ties as well, except for the 0-0 at the very beginning. As far as runs and everything, West Carter's longest run of the evening was a 5-0 run, and Lewis County had a 9-3 run to start things out as well. So we're going to get our clock ready to roll here. Looks like possession arrow is going to be pointing to the Comets, so they will get the ball to start out the second half. And we are underway. Gets it out to Webb. Webb driving down the lane, gets it to Salmons. Callahan gets it over to Lettingham. Over on the wing. He's going to drive the lane, gets it to Webb. Webb drives in, gets it down to Nichols. Nichols reverse layup, no good, and gets his own board, but looks like we're going to get a jump ball situation, and possession arrow points toward Lewis County. And so they will get the ball as Lettingham starting to put a little bit of pressure on. Of course, West Carter not too much on the full court press. And we're going to get an offensive foul here against Lewis County. The fans not happy about that one, but that's going to be Bailey Thomas's second out there as well on the player control foul. Gets that out around the 3-point mark there. So, and we're going to get another foul here once again by Lewis County. They pick up 2 quick fouls. This one going to go against 20, Colby McCann, and that is going to be his third. 3 ball on the way by Lettingham. No good. End up getting his own board, tries to keep it alive, but ends up, Lyles gets it and takes it all the way in for the layup. Lewis County putting a little pressure in the backcourt, but backs off once again to a man-on-man defense. Lettingham's going to drive the lane, kicks it out to Salmons out behind the arc. Tries to get it into Callahan, but tipped. He gets the ball back. That shot in and out, rolls out, and they're going to say last touch by Wes Carter. So it'll be Lewis County's ball. So Thomas taking it up. Lettingham putting the pressure on just slightly on the man defense. And we're going to get a timeout here. Lewis County is going to call their first timeout. That will be a 30-second timeout. So we'll be back here in 30 seconds here on Mantis Sports Media.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
And we're back here at John Hott Brown Court, where Lewis County had to take a timeout, had the ball trapped on the corner, and so I had to take a timeout to maintain possession. Gets it down into the post to Spencer. Spencer loses the grip on it. Callahan comes up with it, getting it up to Webb. Webb kicks it back out to Lettingham. He's going to drive the lane. Kicks it back out to Webb. NBA three on the way. Finds the bottom of the net. So West Carter picks up their first points here of the second half, and it is a Webb three-pointer. Cuts the lead down to 3. Driving the lane, stops, pops the shot, and gets that one to roll is Gerke. Callahan kicks it out to Webb again. Let's see if Lightning strikes twice. Doesn't this time. Rebounded by Lyles. Gets it down in the post. Good look to get that one to McCann, as he cut in and just flashed straight to the post, and that was a good pass to hit him on there, extending out the Lewis County lead out to 5. 3 ball in the way once again for Webb. No good. Rebounded Gerke of Lewis County, putting some pressure. McCann gets it, and we're going to get a jump ball. So possession arrow will point to the Comets as Sam Jones comes into the ball game for the Comets. Gets it to Callahan, top of the key, gets it to Sammons. He's going to fire a 3-ball, no good. West Carter struggling with the threes so far here in the second half. Gerke drives, pops, no good. Rebounded Nichols of West Carter. Of course, West Carter 2 of 5, shooting 40%, not too bad, but they've only got one here in this second half from Webb. Drives in, and we're going to get another jump ball. Possession arrow points to the Lions of Lewis County. And let me get the score corrected here. It is 30 Lewis County, 23 West Carter. Get our score matched up with the home scoreboard here. So Lewis County tying up their largest lead of the night at 7. Drives in, and he's going to pick up the foul before the shot. And that foul is going to go against Sam Jones, and that's going to pick up his first, team's first. Turnover there by Lewis County. Webb on the run, gives it to Nichols. Back out to Webb. 3-ball on the way, no good. Rebounded by Thomas, and he's got nobody to stop him except for Sammons, and Sammons is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second, team second. And so Thomas goes to the line, and he's going to be shooting 2 for Lewis County. First shot is up, no good. Gage Lettingham checks into the ball game now for the Comets. Thomas's second shot on the way. That's off the front of the rim. Rebounded West Carter Sammons. He quickly gets the ball up to Webb. Webb gets it to Callahan. He drives in. Good look to get Sam Jones cutting in right in the lane. So good communication, a good look there by Callahan to hit Jones for the layup. And they get the lead back down to 5. Lewis County boxing 1 offense. McMahon gets it tipped out by Jones, and It's going to be out of bounds, and they're going to say that was last touched by Jones. Be Lewis County's ball. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Driving down the lane is Gerke. Kicks it out to Lyles for a 3-ball on the way and hits the bottom of the net on that one. And gets Lewis County up to a 33-25 lead here at West Carter with about 3 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Webb drives the lane, puts up the layup, and that is good. Lewis County quickly on the move. Gets that one to fall as Gerke. Now West Carter, usually they're more of a fast-paced team, but Lewis County is, of course, the last few games they've been playing some slower-paced teams, but that may have affected them just a little bit. As rebound there by Jones. And that foul is going to be against McCann. And that's going to be his fourth, team's third, as Drew Noble coming in to replace him. As we said, that is not the person you want to have in foul trouble, but this time we're going the opposite direction, as they say Sam Jones pushed off. And he picks up his third. And so Coach Webb going to call a timeout here. Going to be a full timeout, so we'll be back here in 60 seconds. You're watching Manta Sports Media in 16th Region Boys High School Basketball live on Facebook and YouTube.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
And we're back here at West Carter as we're coming out of the West Carter timeout. Lewis County has the ball. Tries to get it down into the post, kicks it back out to Lyles. He's going to pop the shot, and no good. Rebounded by Webb of West Carter. Gets the ball moved up, and they're going to say that Lettingham stepped on the sideline. And so that'll be another West Carter turnover. Now, West Carter, they do move the ball very well, sometimes almost to their own detriment. Out there as well, they are a very unselfish team, but sometimes you got to take a shot. And there's a rebound by Sammons. Jones with the ball on the wing, trying to look for somebody. Finally gets it out to Lettingham. Going to reset up the offense, gets it to Jones. Webb cuts down. Look for him, but didn't get there. Finally gets it to Lettingham back out top of the key. Gets it over on the right-hand side to Sammons. Gets it back to Jones. He turns, tries to keep it strong move, but ends up being stolen by Lewis County Spencer. So we're under a minute here left in the go in the third quarter. Lewis County still on top, 35-27. And that ball finally picked up by Sammons. Lettingham with the layup, and that is in. That's the Lewis County lead back down to 6. as Lewis County's 8-point lead was the largest of the night so far. Gets it down into the corner. Back out to Lyles. Webb's closely guarding him. They got to put some pressure on him tonight. He drives in, and it's going to be, and he draws the foul. And they're going to say that one's going to go against Tyson Webb, and that will be his first, team's fourth. As number 23, Bryson Boggs, and number 25, Logan Berry, comes in as they replace out Sammons and Lettingham. Lewis County trying to wait till the offense develops a little bit. And we get a foul. And Tyson Webb picks up 2 quick fouls, gets his second, team's 5th. Driving the lane is Lyles. Tries to get in, ends up getting it out to Spencer. No good, rebounded Berry. He puts up a last-second shot and no good. And so at the end of the third quarter, your score, Lewis County 35, West Carter 29. We'll be back here in 60 seconds here on Mantis Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
And back here at John Hott Brown Court, where West Carter will have the ball to start off the fourth period. Gets it out to Berry on top, kicks it back out over to Webb. West Carter getting some good motion, but Lewis County's doing a pretty good job playing tracer. Shot there by Callahan, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and no good. Finally rebounded by McCann of Lewis County. Gets it in, layup, no good. It was wanting to foul, doesn't get it. And then looks like Spencer put up a shot, and Berry gets the rebound. And we're going to get an offensive foul here against Bryson Boggs. That's going to be his first, team 6th. So Coach Webb not happy with that call, but officials get him on the player control. Loses the handle on it, but Thomas picks it back up. Gets it down to Garricky as he drives the lane, kicks it back up to the top to Spencer. And then Lewis County's going to pull it back out as Thomas put it in reverse and then quickly gunned it. But now they're going to get reset back up as they give it to Lyles, top of the key. Good look there by McCann, but couldn't get it finished off was Garricky. As Garricky made a nice cut, McCann, good behind the back pass, but they just couldn't get that one finished out. Driving the lane is Berry. He puts up the shot and drains it. So he cuts the lead down to 4 at 35-31. Lewis County still on top. Of course, Lewis County slowing down the game just a little bit, trying to let their offense develop up. driving the lane and going to pick up the foul is Garricky. They're going to say that foul is against Trevor Callahan, and that's going to be his first, team 7th. So that is going to put Lewis County on the line, and right now it looks like that is going to be Garricky as he drains the first one. Brings out the Lewis County lead back out to 5. Second shot's on the way. That one's off the front of the rim. Boggs with the rebound. Jones gets it over to Webb. And just about a steal there by Spencer. Gets Lewis County off balance, but we're going to get a foul. And that foul is going to go against Logan Lyles, number 15, and that's going to be his first, team's 4th. So West Carter will have the ball underneath the basket. Lewis County putting some tight pressure on. Maybe a little bit of a push there, no call. Webb gets it over to Boggs on the wing. Hits Webb cutting down. He turns and shoots. No good. Rebounded by Garricky of Lewis County as they get the ball quickly moved up to McCann. And he steps on the line and it goes out of bounds. So 5 minutes left to go here in regulation. Lewis County still on top by 5. Trying to get it down to Barry, but ends up turning that one over to Thomas. Drives in, maybe carried it, no call. And Lewis County wanting a foul on that, and let's see what they end up coming out with. And they're going to say that was against Trevor Callahan. I believe the shot was good. So that's going to send McCann to the line, shooting 1. And Gage Lettingham checks back into the ball game for the Comets. That one rolls in, extends out the Lewis County lead back out to their largest lead of the night at 8. Gets it out to Callahan, top of the key. Down to Jones. He's going to drive the lane. Pulls it back out, though. Loses his man. Tries to get it down into Barry, but going to be last touch, Lewis County. Gets it into Webb. Callahan was one at Webb. Puts up the shot, and no good. That foul is going to go against Trey Garricky, and that'll be his second, team's 5th. And Tyson Webb shooting 2, misses the front end of it. As we said, ordinarily he's a 78% three-throw shooter. Second shot up and no good. And so they're going to say last touch, West Carter, so it'll be Lewis County's ball. Gets it in. Coach Webb wanting to walk on that one. Gets it out top of the key. Fakes the 3. Gets back tipped by Jones. Jones ends up getting it back and gets the layup for the Comets. And so he helped produce that turnover on the back tip. And end up picking up the points there as well. So good job there by Sam Jones. Trying to double team him, gets it to the corner. Garricky fires off a 3. That one's in and out. Rebounded Barry of West Carter. They're pushing it up, but Webb's going to circle it back around and get it out to Lettingham to set up the offense. It's Jones top of the key over to Lettingham now. And there's a steal there by number 32. He takes it all the way in for the layup. That's Peyton Spencer. And we're going to get a timeout here by Wes Carter. That will be a 30-second timeout. So we'll be back here in 30 seconds here on Mantis Sports Media.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
So Coach Webb taking his third timeout here tonight, trying to get his Comets settled down. They're still in this ball game, only 8 points out. So very manageable, but this is the largest lead that Lewis County has had in on the night. They got to start getting some shots and getting them to fall for them as well. Callahan gets it down to Berry for the two. Gets it down to a 6-point lead. Lewis County 41, West Carter 35. And tipped there by Webb. Gets it out to Garricky and then down to Spencer. Puts up the shot and no good. Berry comes away with it as Webb gets the ball moved up to Lettingham. Callahan wants it on the wing. Fakes the shot, turns around, gets it back out to Webb, sets the pick. Webb gives it back to Callahan. He's going to drive in, gets it to Berry. Good look down under, and he's going to draw the foul. And that foul's going to be against Peyton Spencer of Lewis County, and that's going to be his third. He sends Logan Berry to the line to shoot two. First one is up, and that is in. Of course, Berry usually doesn't end up at the line that often, but when he does, he's a 60% three-throw shooter. And he drains both of those to get the lead down to 4. As Bryson Boggs checks in now for Callahan. Wes Carter now going to start turning on the full court pressure. As that one gets there and finally stolen there by Logan Berry. Wes Carter can get this down to a one-possession lead on this play. So the full court pressure worked out. Webb with the three ball off the front of the rim, rebounded by Lettingham. And Peyton Spencer picks up his fourth foul. And that's going to be the team's 7th. So both teams are going to be in on the bonus from here on out. Lewis County's coach working on Roy Wright right now, trying to get the fouls. Lettingham puts up the first shot, and no good. Put back there by Jones. Finally, Webb gets it in, gets it to fall, and so he cuts the lead down to 2. And so Lewis County is going to end up taking a timeout. That'll be their second of the game. So we'll be back here in 60 seconds here on Mantis Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
And we're back here at West Carter High School where Lewis County just took their second time out here tonight. The lead has been cut down to 2 as West Carter's been on a pretty good run, chipping away at this 8-point Lewis County lead so far. Now has it down to 2 with about a minute 30 left to play. Lyles kicks it out to McCann. He stops, and they're going to reset back up the offense. Garricky going to put the shot up. Big block there by Logan Berry. McCann gets it. Ball's on the ground. Finally get picked up by Boggs of West Carter. And so West Carter, with about a minute left to play here in the game, could tie or take the lead, but we're going to get a turnover by West Carter. And so it'll be Lewis County's ball. They got the spot underneath the basket. West Carter, full court press. They break it down the middle as Thomas drives it in. West Carter wanting to walk, but looks like Grecky comes out of nowhere to get that layup as Webb takes it to the hoop and gets it in. So 43-41 here with under a minute. We got a timeout here by West Carter. We'll be back here in 60 seconds. You're watching 16th Region Sports Boys Basketball here on Mantis Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
And back here at Hot Brown Court, just coming out of the timeout, West Carter putting on the full court press, but Lewis County breaks through it. Gets the ball back up to the top, 45 seconds left to play. Wide open shot there by Lyles. Lewis County's wanting the foul, but no calls just yet. Driving down the lane is Garricky. Then finally we get a foul. And looks like that foul is going to go against number 30, Gage Lettingham. And that's going to be his second, team's ninth. As Trevor Callahan's coming in for West Carter. First shot is up, and that is in for McCann. Gets the Lewis County lead back out to 3, so still one possession ball game here at West Carter so far with 35.6 seconds left to go. And that second shot is up and in. So Lewis County's going to take a timeout here, and looks like this is going to be a full timeout, and that'll be their third here of the game. So we'll be back here in 30 seconds here on Mantis Sports Media.
The next time you are in Mount Sterling, take the short drive out to Cecilia's Country Market at 4100 Maysville Road for some good home cooking, one of the area's best breakfasts, and daily lunch specials, all at affordable prices. Competitive gas and diesel prices, with the little items we all need every day, all in one place. Open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's Cecilia's Country Market, 4100 Maysville Road, Mount Sterling, Kentucky, right next to the world-famous Judy Drive-In.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
And back here at West Carter, where West Carter's going to have the ball down by 4 with 35.6 seconds left to go. Lewis County showing the full court pressure. As they get the Webb, and he gets it across the timeline, gets it over to Lettingham. Lettingham behind the back dribble. Gets the pick there by Callahan, drives the lane, no good. Rebounded by Gerke, and we're going to get a foul. And that foul is going to go against number 11, Trevor Callahan, and that's going to be his 4th. Team's 10th, so Lewis County is now in the double bonus. First shot is up and in. 17.8 seconds left to play here at West Carter as Lewis County just extended up the lead to 5. Now it's a 3-possession ball game for the Comets. As Webb drives it in, kicks it out to Boggs. Boggs 3-ball on the way, and that is good. And we're going to get a timeout here at West Carter. That's going to be a full timeout, so we'll be back here in 60 seconds here on Manta Sports Media.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
Since 1979, James Hardware has proudly served the community of Olive Hill to supply all of your home improvement needs. From paint to tools to hardware to lumber and plumbing supplies, James Hardware has you covered. Be sure to check out their wide selection of case knives, and they are also your authorized steel dealer. James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-2692 or online at james.doitbest.com.
The Criswell Law Office is located at 142 East Main Street in Grayson, Kentucky for all of your personal injury, family law, real estate transaction, bankruptcy, and estate management legal needs. Justin Criswell is ready to work for you. The Criswell Law Office is now accepting new clients for automobile accidents. Contact the Criswell Law Office at 606-474-0029 or online at www.criswell.attorney.
The next time you are in Mount Sterling, take the short drive out to Cecilia's Country Market at 4100 Maysville Road for some good home cooking, one of the area's best breakfasts, and daily lunch specials, all at affordable prices. Competitive gas and diesel prices, with the little items we all need every day, all in one place. Open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's Cecilia's Country Market, 4100 Maysville Road, Mount Sterling, Kentucky, right next to the world-famous Judy Drive-In.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
Oh, gee.
You all right, girl? You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. CZ awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Dad,
Just 1 minute, okay?
hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
You're looking at me in the future. Okay.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future. I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
Yeah, I think I had my mic off a little bit before, right there at the end of the game, but Lewis County ends up on top, 49-44, and they increase up to looks like 11-8 on the season. Wes Carter falls down to 9-5 on the season. Of course, that's West Carter's only second loss within the region. Their only other loss in the region looks like that was against Lewis County. So Lewis County ending up with getting both of the Comets' losses here in the 16th region. And so we're back here, and we got some stats for us out here as well for some final stats. West Carter shooting the ball just a little bit better tonight, but ends up both teams hit 14 two-pointers tonight. West Carter was 14 out of 33. Lewis County was 14 out of 35, and so West Carter shot 42.4%, a little bit better than their typical season average, a little bit worse than their typical season average, which they've been at 51.3 on the season. Of course, three-pointers, West Carter hit 4 of 14, shooting 28.6%. And Lewis County was only 2 of 8 tonight from three behind the arc, and they shot 25%. West Carter went to the charity stripe 11 times and only hit 4 of those shots. So not a great three-throw shooting night for the Comets, shooting only 36.4%. Lewis County went to the line 18 times, hitting 15 of those and shooting 83.3%. West Carter controlled the boards tonight, 33-28. So bright spot there for the Comets. They did out-rebound Lewis County tonight. And they also had a couple extra turnovers as well. As West Carter had 21 turnovers on the night, 18 altogether, or 18 for Lewis County. So Lewis County just had 7 turnovers in that second half, with West Carter getting 8. So pretty tight game there right down toward the end, which, of course, gives us to our 49-44 score. Of course, taking a look at individual scoring now for both teams. We'll start off with the visiting Lewis County Lions. Leading scorer tonight was number 23, Trey Gricky. He had 15 on the night. He was 4 of 12 from the 2-point range, 0 of 2 from from behind the arc in the 3 points, and he was 7 of 8 from the charity stripe. Right behind him was Bailey Thomas. 10 points on the night, 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 1 from behind the arc, and 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. Then you had Logan Lyles and Colby McCann, both with 9 points tonight as well. Lyles was 2 of 4 from the 2-point range, 1 of 3 from behind the arc, and 2 of 2 from the three-throw line. Colby McCann had 9 points on the night as well, 3 of 7 from the field, and 3 of 3 from the charity stripe. Then you had Peyton Spencer, 2 of 5 on the night, had 4 points, and Hunter Jordan had 2 points. He was 1 of 1 from the 2-point range, 0 of 2 from behind the arc. For West Carter, leading scorer tonight, Tyson Webb. First time he's taken that position here in the last little bit. He had 13 points on the night. He was 4 of 7 from the 2-point range, 1 of 7 from the behind the arc, and he was 2 of 6 from the charity stripe. Right behind him as well was Trevor Callahan, had 7 points on the night, 2 of 7 from the 2-point range, perfect 1 of 1 from behind the arc as well. Then had Sam Jones with 6 points. He was 3 of 5 from the field. And then also had Bryson Boggs with 6 points. He had a pair of trays, and he was 2 of 3 from behind the arc and 0 of 2 from the charity stripe. And then you had Logan Berry with 6 as well, 2 of 5 from the field, 0 of 1 from behind the 3-point arc, and 2 of 2 from the charity stripe as well. And then you had, looks like Sam Jones had 6 points, 3 of 5 from the field. And then Landon Nichols ended up with 4 points tonight. He shot 50%, 2 of 4 from the field. And then finishing off scoring for West Carter, Gage Lettingham ended up with 2 points on the night. And so tough night for West Carter as they just dropped their second game in the 16th region. And, of course, both losses comes at the hands of Lewis County, but a little bit of a better night for them here tonight at home. As we said, they did a pretty good job of keeping McCann and Lyles at bay, keeping them into single digits here on the night, only allowing 9 points each from their two leading scorers. Of course, as we said, Trey Grecky, of course, he's also one of their leading scorers as well. Usually he hits 13 points tonight, and they held him just about to that. He had 15 points on the night for Lewis County. Taking a look, of course, as we said, West Carter out-rebounded Lewis County. Ended up with 12 offensive boards, 21 defensive boards as well. Lewis County, 8 offensive boards and 10 defensive boards. So West Carter out-rebounded them tonight. And, of course, points or second chance points that they had, pretty low scoring on there tonight. Not a whole lot of second chance points. West Carter had 3 and Lewis County had 2. Of course, West Carter controlled the three-point shot tonight as they outscored Lewis County 12-6 from behind the arc. As far as points off turnovers, of course, West Carter did turn the ball over just a little bit more, 21-18. But West got 15 points off of those turnovers to Lewis County's 13. Of course, taking a look as well, points off the bench, West Carter definitely getting their production from the bench. 18 points tonight coming off the bench for the Comets as they rely heavily on their subs to come in and kind of fill in some of the blanks there. But West Carter does kind of space things out quite well, and they are a very good team as far as getting production from all of their team members, not just the starters, but the ones on the bench as well. Lewis County had 2 points off of the bench tonight. And that two-pointer came in from Hunter Jordan. All the other points were by the starting lineup from Lewis County. Taking a look at box scores for tonight's game, Lewis County had a big first quarter, ended up outscoring the Comets 16-9, and that was the largest lead at the time period. Was that 7 points, but Lewis County ended up in that second half extending out to a 33-25 lead, 8-point lead, and that was their largest lead of the night. In the second quarter, West Carter ended up coming back a little bit and outscoring Lewis County 11-8, and so that brought our halftime score at 24 Lewis County, West Carter 20. And then in the second half, Lewis County came out and just barely edged the Comets in that third quarter, outscoring them 11-9. And then West Carter actually, believe it or not, outscoring Lewis County in that fourth quarter, 15-14, but just couldn't overcome that large first quarter lead. Even though that they did get it down to a 2-point game at one time, just couldn't break the edge from there and get into that lead. Lewis County held the lead from the get-go tonight. I believe they started off with some three throws, and they held on to the lead all night long. No lead changes tonight by either team. No ties tonight as well, except for the 0-0 beginning out point. The longest run of the night belonged to Lewis County as they went on a 9-3 run. And then West Carter ended up on an 8-2 run themselves during the game. And so that is our halftime stats that we have out here this afternoon. Of course, I'd like to congratulate the University of Kentucky. As we mentioned earlier in the game, they ended up defeating South Carolina. Big game that they needed right off the bat to try to place themselves a little bit higher seed within the SEC tournament. And also, I would like to wish good luck tonight to the Morehead State Eagles, as they're going to be taking on, I believe, the Belmont Bears at 7 o'clock tonight in Evansville, Indiana. And this is for the OVC championship. And so it's going to be a big game for the Eagles as well. The Eagles ranked number 2 in the OVC, and of course Belmont ranked number 1. So that should be a good battle tonight. You can see that game live on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock is going to be game time. So that is going to finish things out for us here at West Carter. As West Carter drops this game. It was a tight game most of the way, especially there toward the end. They got it down to a one-possession game, but couldn't get this finished off. Of course, West Carter has been known to play some tight basketball, as we've seen in that Morgan County game here at West, and the three-point difference from there. And then, of course, going overtime in the season as well against Robertson County. They played a tight game there, and as well as against Raceland, had a one-point victory there as well. So West Carter, does have some experience, but as Coach Webb said this previous week, it's going to give them some time to get back into the gym and to try to work on a few things that maybe they haven't seen and try to improve up a little bit more before next week's district matchup. Of course, the West Carter Comets will be back home here on Tuesday, March 9th, as they're going to be taking on the number 1 Ashland Blazer Tomcats here at home. That'll be a varsity-only match, and that will be at 7 o'clock. Pregame will be at 6:45, and you'll see that live here on Manta Sports Media. Taking a look at the girls' side out there as well. Of course, their season's wrapping up next week as well. They are going to be they travel to Raceland today, so the Lady Comets will be playing at Raceland today. Then they're going to be taking on the number 1 Boyd County team on March 9th at Boyd. And then West Carter Lady Comets will be finishing up their home season here at home against Elliott County. And so that will be our last regular season game unless they get another one added on there. Trying to get things finished off here, but the district tournament is set for the week of the 15th, and so as soon as we get that information, we will pass that straight along to you as well. So for Jeff the Mantis Irwin and the Manta Sports Media crew, we'd like to thank you for tuning in here today. A lot of good faces out there as well. Good to see Tom Nolan, Shirley Irwin, Rhonda Dickerson-Oney, Jessica Barker-Robinson, father-in-law Roger Crisp checking in out there as well. Connie Hicks, good to see you there, as well as Tammy Kaiser and Jasmine Rayburn. And do want to thank the Rayburn family as well with their kind words and everything else that came up here in between games, and do want to thank them for their support here as well. And, of course, Jasmine Rayburn, one of our top fans out there. Good to see Michael Lettingham out tonight, as well as Kathy Wolf-Wilburn. Patty Bond, good to see you out there as well, and everybody else that we have, Karen Denton, Ralph and Debbie Lowe, of course Corey G here at the game today for the athletic director, Melissa Minor Owens, and Marilyn Adams. Good to see you all out there for today's game. I do definitely want to thank once again the Rayburn family, and as well as Melissa Minor Owens and Corey G for sending some stars our way. That's going to help us out to fund our postseason events as we have. And, of course, if you know anybody that would be interested in advertising with Manta Sports Media, we still have plenty of advertising spots as well. And all those money goes toward improvements and paying the KHSA fees that we get as well. So for Jeff the Mantis Irwin, we're finished off here tonight. We will see you next week as we have West Carter Ashland boys, and then we have West Carter Elliott girls to finish off the last of the regular season. So God bless you all, and we'll see you all on Tuesday. And stay tuned for information dealing with postseason for both boys and girls basketball action. For Jeff the Mantis Irwin and the Manta Sports Media crew, thank you all, and we'll see you all next week here on Manta Sports